This is overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
This is a bag of chaos.
So do you want to just like read Harry Potter to each other?
Yes, yes, I do. I do want to do that. Hi guys, I'm Evan from Fatherly, and today I am sitting with podcaster, entrepreneur, start-upper, and father, Alex Blumberg. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Are you ready to build something?
Yes, I am ready to build something.
That's some confidence right there. I love it. Okay, today we are building the K'NEX Vulture Vengeance roller coaster building set. It is over 600 pieces, and we have an hour.
Evan, are we going to be able to do it?
Absolutely not. You have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids, yes.
Is this something that you guys do?
You mean like play with my children? I do that. You know who should be interviewing is my 5-year-old daughter.
Oh, and she loves
6-year-old,
this.
she's 6.
Fantastic. You passed the first parenting test, which is how old are my children?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So these are the directions.
Oh.
And we can see here, this is a volume of War and Peace. I think it's clear off the bat here that we are going to fail at this, but I think that's a good thing because it leads me very easily into a segue about your new podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
So my new podcast is called Without Fail. It's an interview show where I talk to artists, entrepreneurs, athletes, visionaries of all kinds about their successes and their failures, and with an emphasis on their failures. People think of failure and success as places. And what I believe is that they are not places, they are states. So that to me is the takeaway, is that like the most successful people never feel like they're successugot.
Right.
Exactly. There's like ample evidence that success does not solve your problems.
It's really tough to hear. So apparently we got to put together some of these blue guys with some of these red guys.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Blue with red.
Yeah. Is there a way that you feel like you talk to your kids now where you say like, oh, this is how I failed today?
This is especially true, I think, with my son. I was just really afraid of talking about my feelings as a kid. And I was just like, I want you to be able to know that these feelings are totally valid. And like, if you don't talk about them, they'll fester. And if you do talk about them, you'll feel better.
That's great.
What have we got so far?
Well, okay. So far, can we get a time check?
You have 40 minutes left.
So we've been working for approximately 20 minutes, and we are on page 1. Here's the aspiration, right here. And here is what we have done. So you are the CEO of Gimlet.
I'm the CEO of Gimlet.
What was it like to take that plunge, knowing that your family is all one watching, but depending on you?
So I was starting the company both when our kids were very small still.
Yeah.
I was getting the company off the ground. She was 2. And my son was 4.
That's always when the parent is like, I could have been a dancer, and you know, it's like that's when the tap shoes go in the closet.
Yes, exactly. No, that's because that's the worst age. That's when your kids are most psychopathic. So that was like sort of starting the company, then running home, like getting the kids like fed, into bed.
When I work on my personal projects, kid goes to bed, and then that like 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. is like dad figures it out time. How did you deal with that?
I think, I mean, that's what it was. It was just sort of like you'd get the kids to bed, and then I would try to like do more work.
So you're here to tell everyone that you can be a normal dad and still achieve these dreams.
I couldn't let my time expand infinitely because like I wanted to see my family. And that was ultimately, I think, really helpful because I got to like do this really exciting thing and have a family.
Right. I'm gonna let you handle the other side of this.
Okay.
I feel,
20 minutes.
Obviously, your family life is a big part of startup and a big part of this podcast. Your wife was on the podcast. Your kids were kind of in the background of the podcast.
They're occasionally on.
Your startup was then optioned and turned into a sitcom called Alex Inc.
Yes.
This podcast about our lives only works if you ignore the microphone and just act like you normally act.
I'm a governor. I'm a British person.
Or do that.
What is it like to have your family life, one, turned into a sitcom? And also that show, I believe, lasted for 1 season.
I think everybody who was involved with that show would be like, that was not what we were hoping for. So there's like this really talented group of people doing it, but somehow it didn't connect.
Yeah.
Everything wants to be bad. Everything wants to be bad. And like you are constantly fighting and using all your powers to try to make it good. And like, if you're lucky, you succeed most of the time.
Yeah. Here, I've built this one for you already.
Oh, great.
There you go. So You guys have some wonderful children's podcasts as well.
We do.
Including Story Pirates and Chompers. Tell us a little bit about Chompers, because Chompers is pretty cool.
It's 2 minutes long, and it's a companion that your child can brush their teeth with.
3, 2, 1, brush!
If you have kids who don't like to brush their teeth, which is another way of saying if you have kids.
That Venn diagram is just a circle.
It's just a circle. This was transformative. It used to be this big battle with our kids, and then we were like, we had this thing, we said like, hey, we're doing this thing at work, it's called Chompers, and we showed our kids, and they just loved it, and then they would ask to brush their teeth so they could listen to Chompers.
That's awesome.
It was magic. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Alex, this is very worrisome because you're a very smart man, and I am not a smart man.
Well,
and now I'm really
we're all
worried.
Smart in different ways. That's what I'm telling myself.
So we have 7 minutes left.
Okay.
I think it's definitely safe to say that we have utterly and hopelessly and completely failed.
Should we just take the next 7 minutes to work studiously and quiet?
Let's do it.
All right, good.
So right now, we're going to studiously work for 7 minutes, but I'm going to slightly pepper you, Alex, with a couple of lightning round questions. Okay?
Oh, good. Lightning round.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
good.
you hosted Planet Money for years. Are you good with money?
I'm all right. I know I'm not good with money. Who am I kidding? I'm not good with money.
How would you describe yourself as a father in 3 words?
Calm, actually, loving, and curious.
Calm, loving, and curious. That's great. Okay, so Alex Blumberg, CEO of Gimlet Media, we just spent an hour trying to attack the Vulture Vengeance Connects roller coaster, and this is what we have. I believe we have not wrecked Vengeance on the Vulture. It appears as if the Vulture will be back for us.
We made it further than I thought, frankly.
Really?
Yeah.
How far did you think we were going to make it? Did you size me up and you were like, no way this guy can help me? Yeah, as someone who is currently doing a podcast about failure, this is old hat.
This is great. This will only make us stronger.
Yes, exactly. and I feel stronger. Success.